Hi Scorpio, welcome to the full moon in Sagittarius reading from May 23rd, 2024. Full moons close out cycles. Um, you may be closing out a cycle where you are shedding your mask, allowing yourself to be the real you. Um, you can be hard on yourself, or maybe think sometimes, right? We all can be hard on ourselves and kind of put up a facade of who we are. But in order to attract your real desires, this is the meaning of this card, right? In order to attract your real desires, it's really imperative that you allow the real you to come through. So it's releasing some deep pattern of this, of kind of being somebody, or feeling like it can also be that you don't feel good enough about a situation or about yourself, and so you kind of put up a mask that everything's okay, everything's fine, but really it probably isn't. Or you can't really attract what it is that you want because you're putting up a facade. It's about accepting yourself as you are, really, no matter what anybody else thinks, which really liberates you. And that's probably the direction this reading is going in. May have something to do with that. Okay? All right. So the first column is where you find yourself at the time of the full moon, or if you are, that's interesting, or you are consciously closing something out. Oh, nice. That's very interesting. Okay. The middle column is you and how you're behaving, what you're thinking, what you're doing. Interesting, because Sagittarius is associated with this card, and it is the moon in Sagittarius, and he's your neighbor. Scorpio first, and then Sagittarius. So you're behaving, you're taking on some of that Sagittarian quality, some neighborly quality. Okay, then the outcome, or the probable outcome, is the last column, and this is probable because some things we can change when we are forewarned, or when we have knowledge, and some things we're meant to experience, but it's always for our highest good, always for our growth. Okay, which isn't always easy, but in hindsight, we do have a different understanding of things. All right, let's have a look. Well, you have a little bit of everything except Earth, but that's okay. Maybe that'll pop up. I say this is energy interesting because the more difficult side of the Ten of Cups, which is a pretty happy card, right? It's happy home, happy life, happy. It's emotional maturity. So it's the Two of Cups, right? The couple from the Two of Cups that have emotionally matured. It's number 10. So it's the end of the cycle, while beginning something new simultaneously. But maybe some things have wrapped up nicely for you with this full moon on an emotional level, and you've come to some interesting conclusions which can help you to release the mask and be your true self. It is also looking at things through rose-colored glasses, and that would be the mask, right? That would be the everything's great, everything's fine, and really, it may not be. Or maybe you don't want to let on to it, or you don't want other people to know that it's not well and fine, but you keep saying that it is. However, you have the Ace of Swords here, and that is really nice. First of all, it's my yes card. Second of all, it is clarity. It's action through clarity. And I think that's a nice gift after an emotional cycle. It is taking action, like I said, but it's done through clarity. It is my winter timing card, so you may also be either wrapping things up from the winter, right? Something, some cycle can be coming to a close and you're starting a new action. But it can also be something will happen or you're working towards something towards the winter time. There's a Queen of Wands here with you. This is my Leo card. This is a female who is probably long in features. They can be very attractive, and even if they're not physically attractive, they attract people to them. I like these women. They're usually quite magical. They're very good friends. I think they're a friendly kind of energy. And they're interesting. Like I said, they have a personality that attracts. So she can be involved in something new that you're beginning and maybe even wrapping up this old emotional situation. If it's you, I mean, it can possibly be you, but, and I say that because you have two fire signs here. So it can be your personality, it can be you. But I have a feeling that it is somebody else. We have a group of people in this situation, so it can be somebody who's helping to make your emotional world a little bit lighter, a little more enjoyable, certainly more fun. I think they're fun people. You're behaving like a Page of Wands, and this is somebody who's willing and open to expand their mind. It is my student card, so there can be something that you're learning at this time, and whether that's school or college or university. It can also be life, right? Because Sagittarius is about philosophy, and so it can just be the lessons you learn through life. But it is an expansive energy. It's expanding your mind, it's expanding your philosophy, it's expanding your experience to expand your philosophy. You do have two tens here, and that really indicates for me the end of a cycle, the beginning of something new simultaneously, and you're taking your responsibilities and you're moving forward with them. One thing you have to remember with this card is if you're taking on other people's responsibility, you're cheating them out of learning something themselves. And so if you can help it, which you can't always, sometimes we do have to take on the responsibility of other people, keep that in mind. This is slow and steady wins the race. We're moving steadily towards a new cycle. I do definitely see that here twice. I can feel a bit of a burden. You may even be having back or shoulder trouble because of it. That can be the tension. So I know that Sagittarians are usually they have a lot of energy, so they're usually pretty busy people. Wow, another 10. This is the need to communicate, but this is also your everyday life, right? It's the people that you see every day, the route you take, the barista that you see daily, your colleagues, your family, your friends. It's a communicative circuit. It's the people that you talk to. It is definitely a need to communicate something here. It can be financial negotiations for some. For some, this can be property. I'm seeing that definitely here for somebody in particular. And it can be legacy, right? Things that are left behind for you, or maybe even what you want to leave behind when you're gone. What have you built up? What have you curated? What have you... I mean, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be, how do I want people to talk about me when I'm gone, kind of thing. 3 tens, though. We're definitely on to a new cycle. So nice, Scorpio. All right. You have the Tower card and the Seven of Swords. The Tower card is, for me, like the hand of God that wipes away what is no longer necessary in your life. However, it can come as a bit of a surprise or a shock. But with the Tower card, there's not much you can do about it, right? It's lightning strikes. You can't stop lightning from striking. but it is an act of God in that sense, and you have all the yod around to prove it. It is kind of being released from something, so that can be, and when I'm looking at this card, it can very well be a belief system, something that we believe about ourselves or about our situation, and we're allowed to let it go. And whatever was built on shaky ground, right, is let go of, it's released, it's broken down in order to rebuild on more solid ground. With that, you have the Seven of Swords. This can be open enemies, but it can also be mind your surroundings, right? Just pay attention to what's going on around you. It's a very strategic card. So he's taking these 5 swords and he's removing them from the enemy's camp so they can't be used against him. But it is about minding your surroundings. Now, it doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to be scary. When I got these, actually the combination of these 2 cards, with this card, my sewer system was blocked, and with this one, I had bears trying to get into my garbage. So it can just be something that minor, but it is, pay attention to your surroundings, lock everything down, make sure you've got a good bungee cord or a good system on your garbage. It can be something that simple, but there is strategy here with that, and that's what I mean by you look around your surroundings. You make sure the car door is locked. You make sure you didn't leave anything in there that could be taken. That kind of precaution. There's a choice being made here. Interesting. Now, sometimes, of course, it can be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. And it feels kind of disjointed here. Maybe there's somebody who's vying for your attention, because we do have the 10 of Cups, and you are attractive here, attracting somebody. So it could be that somebody's vying for your attention. And this used to be called the choice card. So these are the 3 stages of love. This can be lust. This can be romantic love, but also love of children, love of home, love of family. And this is compassion, the highest love. And so maybe choices are being made, and that's kind of why you're kind of looking around. Is this the person I want to be with? Is this the situation I want to be with? Is there something higher, better for me? What didn't work for me before? A belief system that maybe I had that I can let go of so that I can make better choices in the future. Because this card does talk about how can you have what you truly want if you are not honest with yourself, or if you do not let yourself be seen for who you are, right? You don't have to put on the mask or a facade. Be who you are so you can attract what you really want. Interesting. Okay. I find it interesting, though, that you have a very social card, the people that you see every day, and the 7 of Swords with the Lover's card. So there may be somebody in your vicinity or in your daily life that is attracted to you, that maybe you haven't noticed, or, maybe they're starting to see you differently, or maybe you're starting to see them differently. Or maybe you are attracting them and it's not obvious to you, kind of thing. That's also possible here. What does Spirit want you to know? Dignity. Hold your head up high and know that the universe is supporting you. It says unicorns, but for me it's universe. You are being supported at this time. And I think it's important. I think this goes very well with this card, meaning dignity, like be you, be true, be you, and you attract that same kind of energy, which is what we kind of always want, right? We want somebody who, where there's something in there that matches our desires, which is the 2 of Cups, a partnership, right? Maybe we're very different people, but there's one thing that really attracts us and that binds us, and that's enough, right? We don't have to be the same person. In fact, I think that would be kind of boring to date myself. So But there has to be something, there has to be a little something there that keeps the partnership together, interesting and interested. Okay, Scorpio, I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. Until then, take good care. Thank you for watching. It's appreciated. Bye for now.